So continue on with the IO-Link demonstration. We're now going to look at how we get the IO-Link master into Studio 5000. So we're going to show the on-machine version, but you could actually add the .ao version if you wish. So to add the IO-Link on-machine version, we simply create a demo Studio 5000 project with the 5380 PLC in there. Again, it could be any PLC, we're just using the one that's in my demo case. You then add it as you would a normal Ethernet module, so you right-click on Ethernet, new module, and then if you type in IOL, IO-Link, you should see there's the 8-channel on machine master. So we can click there, click create. Give it a name, so we'll call it on machine IO-Link. Its IP address is 33. So in here you'll see it says channel 0 IO-Link, channel 1 IO-Link, channel 2 IO-Link, and so forth. So this module can actually have 8 IO-Link channels. So I know at the moment I'm only going to use one of them as IO-Link. So what I can do is then disable the rest of them. But what you could also do is you could use them as normal I/O. So you could have a digital output on the second channel of the port 1. So before we said it was there was 4 connections on the unit and use a T-splitter. Well, if I check that to digital input, for example, if I use a T-splitter on the first port, the one half of that would be an IO-Link channel and the other half would be a digital input. But for our example, I'm just going to disable them because I'm not using them. But it does give you that flexibility that if you have got an IO-Link a sensor that's not IO-Link enabled, you could use the IO-Link master, and then as you then get an IO-Link sensor, enable it in here, then it would give you the added benefits. So you set it up as you normally would. So you check the data of your module that you have. Mine is a Vision 2. Yeah. That should be fine. And then click OK. Yes, so that then creates your module. What we're going to do now is go into IO-Link. So these are the normal tabs you'd have for a normal Ethernet module that you'd add into your project. But now we go into IO-Link. So this will be where you see difference. So what it's done there is because we've enabled channel 0, it's now allowing me to actually put a sensor into channel 0. So you come into the screen, then click change. You can then go into change device. So this is where you then look for what's called an IODD file. So what this is basically like an EDS file for an IO-Link sensor. So what you'll be able to see there is we have all the Allen Bradley sensors already included, but you'll see there's some third-party ones that I've added to my project before. So again, if you've got a third-party sensor, you then get the IODD file from the manufacturer, come down to register IODD. It'll be an XML file, and you add it into the project, and then it will then appear in this library here. So for this example, I'm going to add the 42EF sensor that we have. So if I go to photoelectric sensor 42EF, and mine is a D2J back, which is that one there, version 1, and it's an F4. So 42EF DJ F4. So that's my photoelectric sensor. Click create. And then it's added it into the project. So what you can see here is, I said before in the demo before, we had the keying. So we said exact match. You can then say disabled. So it wouldn't give you that error message we had on the demo before where it was saying wrong sensor. So it's up to you if you would like it to do that or not. Process data. So what this does here is, as per normal Studio, when you add in so you added in the card or something like that, it would then give you a UDT data type for this within your controller tags. So because we've got triggered, margin, proximity, gain, and signal, I will then get a tag in here, I'll show you in a moment, for this channel with triggered, margin, proximity, gain, and signal. But I could then change it to be different things if I wish. So I could have a temperature, so it's up to yourself what you want to get out in your process data. So we'll leave it as default. Click OK. This here there says it's going to change the definition. So basically what it's going to do is it's going to change the controller tag layout for the IO-Link master because I've now added this in. Yeah, so now that's added in there. You can then go back into IO-Link, click on there, and then you've got some parameters for that sensor already in here. You'll see there's some variables in here. At the moment, you can't do a lot of things, because these are actually what happens when it goes online. So we'll go online in a second and show you what you can do with these. But you can see they've got parameters that you can now set for the sensor directly through this window. You haven't got to, do a message instruction to the sensor, which you can do, which I'll show later on a different demo. I'll show you how we do the to turn the LED on to locate where it is. So the LED locator LED there disabled. I'll show you in a moment. You can use this when you're online, and it will actually turn the locator LED on. But I'll show you how to do it from software, where we did in the demo before, where you could toggle it from a button. So we can do what's called a message instruction to the sensor, which will then toggle this bit on and off from the sensor. So if we come out of here and go to controller tags, so you've now got your IO-Link data type created from this module. If we go to inputs and channel 0, you'll see you've got channel 0 triggered, channel 0, margin low, proximity and gain. They were the bits that, in that drop down menu you selected. So you can now tag straight away in your software from that Boolean bit to say when that sensor has been triggered, that will go high. Simple as that. So if we go online now, I can show you what the other features are within the IO-Link. So if we go, we have to download because it's actually a new project I've just created. So if we go to whoactive, because I think there's the path. So you can see it's actually got the Smart Machine demo in there at the moment. So we'll overwrite that with this demo we've just made. Right, so we're online. If we go back into the IO-Link setup again in the module. Oops. You should see now, we should be able to change these. So if I go down to like locator LED disabled, I should be able to click it enabled. Oops. Enabled. As soon as I click apply, you won't see because there's no web camera set up, but it should then turn the location LEDs on that sensor, which I can tell you it has. I mean, you can't see, but that's what it's done. So you can now change parameters now live from your sensor directly through this window. So in the next demo, I'll show you how we can do message instructions to these variables from your program directly. But if you do want to just set up something quickly in your sensor, such as a threshold, you could just come in here and do it directly. So you set point threshold, you could type in a value in there directly. Apply, that would then save it to the sensor in the master itself and as part of your project. And that's it, simple.